friends, happy Friday. Today you are learning all about the rainforest. And for reading today, we're going to read a book about the rainforest and we're going to make predictions as we read. So that means we're going to ask what's going to happen next. So this book is called Rainforest. And does this look like it's going to be a fiction book or a nonfiction book? If you remember, fiction is one that an author made up to kind of tell a story and to entertain us. Nonfiction is when it's a book about real things that has pictures of real things, and the author's trying to tell us some facts so that we can learn about something. So this is a nonfiction book because if you can tell, that picture looks like it's a real picture of something that's real. It's not something that somebody drew. So we're going to learn all about the rainforest. A rainforest is kind of like a regular forest. It has trees and plants and animals, but in this forest, it rains a lot. So let's see what happens in the rainforest. All right, sometimes in a nonfiction book, you have on the first page a table of contents. And if y'all remember, we talked about this, how a table of contents tells you where you can find certain things in a book. So if I wanted to know about rainforests and people, I would go to page 19. So here's our table of contents, but we're going to start at the very beginning. Rainforests are thick jungles with tall trees. More than 80 inches of rain falls in rainforests every year. That is a lot of rain. Some rainforests get as much as 260 inches of rain per year. That is a ton of rain. What do you see on this flower right here? It looks like a frog. This kind of frog is called a tree frog. Tree frogs live in the rainforest. Most rainforests grow in the tropics. This area circles the middle of the earth like a belt. So, I did not think to get this, but let me go get our globe really quick. Hold on just a second. Whew. Okay, I just ran all the way to the Science Center and back. All right, so if you remember, this is called a globe, and it's something that's been in our Science Center for a while. It shows us a model of the Earth. So let me show you where we live on the globe. First, you have to find the United States, and we live right about right here. This is where Alabama is. So it just talked about how rainforests grow in the tropics, and it says this area circles the middle of the earth like a belt. So if you go along this black line right here, this is called the equator, and it is kind of like a halfway point. If you cut the earth in half, this is where you would cut. So everywhere where the equator is kind of like a tropical place. And rainforests like to grow right here. If you lived right here, you wouldn't have a summer or a winter. It would be hot all year long. So if you like to be hot, you need to move here. But this is where it's talking about. This is where the rainforest is. So we are right here. Right here. You have to go really far down to get to a rainforest. So let me set our globe down. Let's see what else it says. Rainforests in the tropics are hot and damp. In some places, it rains 200 days a year. So it rains almost every day when you live down there. Rivers flow through rainforests. They carry rainwater to the ocean. Tropical rainforests grow in layers. The canopy is at the top. The leaves and branches of tall trees form a roof over the forest. So since it rains so much, the trees get really, really big and they grow really, really tall. I mean, taller than houses tall. And they grow so many leaves that if you were walking around in a rainforest and you looked up, you would only see leaves above you in the trees. And it's so many leaves that sunlight has a hard time getting through it. So it may be kind of dark too. Look at all that was a picture that someone took when they looked up in a rainforest. Look at all those leaves. The canopy keeps most rain and sun from reaching the forest below. Taller trees sometimes poke above the canopy. Strong winds blow the trees back and forth. So look, rainforests have a lot of trees. The dark and high understory lies below the canopy. Bushes and small trees make up this layer. So look, I see some trees, I see some roots over here, I see some leaves. It says fallen leaves, branches, and seeds cover the forest floor. Huge tree roots grow across the ground. So if you're walking around on the ground in a rainforest, this is what you'd see. The rain and heat of the tropics make rainforests grow thick with plants. Vines climb up the tree trunks, flowers grow in the sunny treetops, and some plants grow wide leaves to catch rain. Tropical rainforests are home to more than half of the world's animals. Ooh, I see some animals on this page that look kind of scary. Crocodiles and snakes live near rivers. Monkeys leap from branch to branch in the canopy, and jaguars creep through the understory. Would you like to go visit a rainforest where there's animals like this? I would not. Parrots, toucans, and other colorful birds fly in the treetops. Tropical rainforests are an important resource for people. Fruits, spices, nuts, and other foods come from rainforests. Scientists make medicines from rainforest plants. So the rainforests are very helpful. They make a home for a bunch of animals, and they can grow a lot of spices and fruits that people can eat or make medicine out of. Some people take too many resources from the rainforest, and this hurts the forest's life. Many groups are working to save the rainforest. They want to protect the plants and animals that live there. So remember we talked about how there's a lot of trees in the rainforest? Sometimes people like to come and tear those trees down and cut them up and sell them or use them for different things. So if you cut down too many trees, though, the forest will die. So that's why there's people out there that try to save the rainforest. And that is the end. So at the end of nonfiction books, sometimes there's this thing called a glossary, and it tells us the meaning of different words in the book. So we only have 4 things in our glossary: canopy, resource, tropics, and understory. And it tells you what those are in case you don't remember what it said in the book. So that is our rainforest. I hope you guys have a wonderful Friday and a great weekend. Bye!